scared to see him suffering, and already Stock Guru loses his life in the top lane. Yeah, it's India 1,000 gold advantage in 2 minutes and a half.
Things are definitely, they are not off to a good start for Pakistan if they want to have a chance in this game. They were losing out. They are losing out on the CS battle mid as well. Bottom lane though, they pick up the Enchantress as well. Might look to go on the PL. Has 5 stacks on him. Will manage to dispel it with that doppelganger, and he is gonna get out. Wait, is it the Tiny who is farming? I'm confused now. Yeah, it is the Tiny who is farming.
It's
a back 4.
He's only got 3 CS actually, but I think Barra is farming.
It's better.
Yeah, he was just able to get a few CS because the pros, they know that, okay, I can leave the lane, let my guy get a few CS, because I think he was refilling the he took the Lotus pool on the Bat Rider so he can drink it. So at that time, give your support some love, give them a hug. We need it sometimes. So it's not like in a pub match where you take 1 CS and the guy already he starts calling your family interesting names. Yeah, he calls your family interesting names. It's like, oh well. He tells you all about his interesting relationships with your family. But India, they are really having a good time so far.
Yeah, Ember is having a good time in the mid lane. The Alchemist is having a great time. Even the Batrider is actually breaking even with the Timbersaw for the time. Timbersaw a little bit ahead in terms of CS. But this is not the play. Like, you want your Wind Ranger also having a good time because these are your win conditions. You need to be able to win this. The 2 lanes that they need to win are the Wind Ranger lane and the Timbersaw lane, and those 2 lanes need to go well for Pakistan to be able to do something. Meanwhile, Avalanche on the bottom lane, yeah, he had some stick charges there. Okay.
It's a tough game for the Enchantress, man. Like, you are up against Heidi, great burst damage. You're up against a Bat Rider who can just chase you down. So it feels like no matter what you do as Enchantress, you're going to be suffering. Luckily, it's not too bad though. He lost his life once. It's okay. It's acceptable as long as the PL is able to get some farm, which he is. Oh, stop Goro. Takes a hit and glimpse back on here.
Yeah, he is probably dead here. One more Thunderstrike and he will get taken out. Timbersaw tried to get aggressive on that Disruptor, but in the meantime, Alchemist was like, yeah, okay, fine, you go on my support, I go on yours. And of course, the glimpse back secured the kill. And meanwhile, we have the Tiny coming in for the lane as well. The Avalanche is going to be the kinetic field holding the Timbersaw in place for the time being. The unstable rotation to follow up, and they pick up the Timbersaw as well. A good rotation coming out from the Tiny there.
I mean, this is the one guy you have to give him a good lay, he has to have a good time. It's just so important that he has a good time, and right now it's not happening. D-Ward coming out from the Disruptor, so now they can pull, so they can deny even more creeps to the Timbersaw once they spawn. Pakistan has to make a really good move for the Wisdom Ruins. You gotta get those Wisdom Ruins, get your supports levels back up, because they're starting to fall behind that category. I mean, all the supports are level 3, so it's not the biggest deal, although the Disruptor is 4 1/4. So if he gets a couple Wisdom Ruins, he is that 6, suddenly you start threatening, basically everyone, even especially the PL. Limits to stacks, so there's nothing you can do.
On the plus side, the Enge managed to pick up a courier kill. The Batrider's courier did go down, so a little bit of gold. Small wins. Small wins.
Check out what Batrider is going for. He's actually going for a Vanguard. He hasn't queued up. He wants to go for a Vanguard. So is Batrider the latest hero to convert to the Church of Auras? It's like, yes, I have seen the light. Auras is all I need in this Dota right now.
Who needs Blink Dagger Lasso?
I'll just walk in, grab him, and I'll just heal myself. I don't care. And yeah, Wisdom Runes are coming up. Looks like no one's really making a big move to secure any of them. And Chance is starting to go for his. On the Radiant side, no one seems to be aiming for their. It is important that Pakistan at least gets one, and they are going to get one.
Yeah, top lane, the Timbersaw was actually pressuring the Alchemist quite hard. He actually dove past the tier 1 tower to force the Alch out of the lane there. So that's at least a positive.
Alch? Is he going to commit suicide? He does! Oh, what a play! Stalk Guru, absolutely fantastic. Goes in, gets his life low. The moment he sees the unstable concoction, he's just like, I'll walk out. There's nothing you can do about it, and he gives it to him. There's a level 2 unstable concoction, so well played by him. Very nicely done. stock grow there. Yes, it's not a kill. It's, you know, he killed himself, but he's off the map. That's all you care about right now.
Yeah. They do pick up a couple of. I mean, they did trade out the bounty. The wisdom runes as well. So at least Team Pakistan does get that input of experience that they desperately need. Mid lane is not going too well. We have the Maelstrom almost picked up, and he's going for a brown boot Maelstrom as well. He's going to have it pretty soon, and he's going to be chasing after this CM. He does not have a lot of mana. He's just going to spam the Slide of Fist for the time being. Doesn't want to dive too hard into it, and he does not have the Searing Chains as well. Look for another, does not find it, but we have the Ench now joining the engagement as well. In the meantime, Timbersaw does go down in the top lane with the Tiny rotating in, as well as the Bat Rider. They secure that kill onto the Timbersaw. Again, the hero that you want to be having a good time on has just died twice.
It's just another problem that he's going to have to deal with. He might consider, he went for a Vanguard first item, but he might want to consider getting a casual cloak as well, because it does negate like the damage coming out from Tiny, Bat Rider, as well as Disruptor. For us, he knows the hero better than I ever could. But looks like Enchantress will be taking a stun right here. And is she killable? She looks very killable, actually.
Oh my lord, the damage. Alchemist not going for the bounty? Did he not realize that the bounty spawned, or was he too scared to go for it?
No, because...
meanwhile, CM... Yeah, CM just goes down. A stun toss into a Slide of Fist, that CM dies every time.
Yeah,
First has managed to catch up a bit.
Yes, he's not doing too bad in terms of net worth. He's actually, 4th place in terms of net worth. Generally, it's not too bad. Timbersaw is the one who's actually suffering because of those couple of deaths coming out. And, 3 deaths, in fact. That's kind of wild. And by the way, you don't get bounties if you're a core. You let the supports do the slaves, as I call them. And speaking of slaves, Timbersaw, he might be a slave to death right now.
Yeah, he's just absolutely dead here. They pop the Disrupt Ultimate as well. They do get the Shackle off onto the Bat Rider here. But the Wind Ranger is so squishy here. They do get the lasso onto her as well, and he's going to be a dead Wind Ranger. They pick up 2. Bat Rider gets a double kill. There is a return kill onto the Tiny. They are looking for the Ench here as well. Will they find it? Bat Rider needs to be careful. CM has joined up here trying to find the Bat Rider, but he's just going to be able to TP out. So a 2-for-1 trade. But the key point here is that the Timbersaw and the Wind Ranger, both the cores on the side of Team Pakistan, are the 2 heroes that went down.
These are the 2 heroes we keep saying have to have a good game, have to do well for the team, and unfortunately, Timbersaw has got 0-4-0 in the 10-minute mark. Still trying to go for arcane boots when it feels like he's just having survivability issues more than anything else. But he wants to get that mana so he can, make sure he's sustains himself. Okay, still very scary. Alchemist getting very close to that Sacred Relic timing, by the way. Already has 3,000 gold in the bank. Should be able to buy it after a couple of creep waves.
Not the fastest, but decent enough timing, I guess.
Yeah, right. He's got 2 kills, 3 assists, 1 death. Good amount of CS, I think, on the highest. I was looking, I was like, oh, he's not the highest, but up there for sure. And, one hero who's also been having a very good game is the Tiny. Already only about 900 gold away from his Blink Dagger.
PL is actually getting run down by this Ember, but okay, decides to back off in the end. PL dropped down. Wait, where did he? Ember had the remnant all the way in the bottom side of the map, and he was actually pushing tier 3 top onto that PL.
Timbersaw?
Oh. I've been in a bit of trouble. The Searing Chains are going to be there as well, and the Bat Rider has the lasso up yet again, and they pick up the Timbersaw all over again. He is just not happy at all.
And we talked about the financial. Right, I was gonna say that you talked about the financial damage, but think of the mental damage that they're doing. They got 5 kills on it. They just tipped him, and he needs to get defensive items like the Furious Raindrop. We'll see if he wants to go for it or not. Maybe you can get a tier 1 token.
Oh, they catch the Wind Ranger mid lane with the Static Storm on top of him as well. The Stun Toss, they are holding him in place. The Glimpse Back is going to be there. They will lose the Tiny, but they pick up the much more important kill, which is the Wind Ranger. And we were talking, you spoke about how Wind Ranger is going to have a horrid game just because of the Glimpse. Try to Wind Run out. Come back here again. There's very little he can do without a good start, and he didn't have the greatest of starts. We saw it. The Ember was kind of winning that lane outright, and It's a tough round all over. But the only positive here is it's a 6K net worth lead for India, and this can be attributed to the fact that they do have an alchemist.
Dire's courier has been
But the alchemist is actually not the highest net worth.
I'm looking at him like he's about 800 gold. He's got the radiance, and that's gonna be the timber saw probably again. Lives for now, but nope. The hope is gone. That's gonna be another. They get it with the slight fist, and they might get another double kill coming out for Krish. And my God, we talked about the squishiness. We talked about how important it is. They shut down the timber saw. More emotional damage coming out here. Is this the one? Is this the most emotional damage, or is it the one where a girl tells you she sees you as your brother? I don't know, but both of them very painful.
It did, and this is probably not as big of a stomp as I saw yesterday while I was casting with kids, but pretty close right now. And the PL is going to get static stormed up, and the PL goes down. And they tip him even before he hits the ground. Like I said, a lot of emotional damage being done by Team India here.
Dire's middle tower is under
I like how you're like, this is not the biggest stop, and in Pakistan's like, hold my beer, sir. I will show you how we do it. And okay, that's a rod of Atos on the Wind Ranger, which means that you're not going to have a whole lot of damage. I'm not a big fan of the rod of Atos first on Wind Ranger, because you need more. I mean, lockdown's nice now, but you actually need damage. And HBK steals the enemy Wisdom Ruin. Everything that can go bad for Pakistan's going bad. Everything that can go well for India is just, they are really enjoying life right now.
Yeah, I think I was watching a guy, I can't remember who it was by, which explained why you need to get damage, especially when you're behind, right? If you're ahead,
Yes.
you get more survivability because
Yes.
you just close out the game with that. But if you're behind, you need more damage, and Rotavators is not helping. In the meantime, CM gets pushed into the tower with that toss and also they are at the same time they are chasing down the Timber. So Timber goes down. Mega kill streak for the Bat Rider. They are trying to catch up to the Wind Ranger as well. The Wind Run has gone off, and they do get the Syrian chase to follow up. The Kinetic Field is going to hold him in place. The toss is going to be there. This is a dead Wind Ranger yet again. A mega kill streak for Krish as well. 18-2. 11,000 net worth lead for Team India here.
You know what gets me? You know what gets me is that he went for arcane boots on the Timber Saw. When it's like he's dying with full mana, and I was looking at him thinking, man, you need mana. It's like you need, the pipe, the survive. Like it's all magic damage from India. Radiance is up, but no, he went for arcane boots, and his net worth is basically his support value at this point in the game, barely ahead of the timing. And your point about damage, basically, when you're ahead, you already have damage from your levels and spells and talents. So getting more survivability, making sure you don't give them a window to come up the back of the game is the best thing you can do. When you're behind, you want damage. You know you're lacking. Damage helps you, and that's why the Rod of Atos on the Wind Ranger is not ideal. Oh, Crystal Maid is level 5 at 16 minutes, man. Level 5 at 16 minutes. Disruptor's level 10.
We were talking about how the Wisdom Runes actually negated this from happening. Apparently not when it comes to Pakistan.
Well, to be fair though, the India's stealing Pakistan's Wisdom Ruins. They're like, no, those are ours, and they might be able to find. Oh well, that's a freebie.
Yeah, he is dead every time. They're untouchable. They don't even really care about it. They have the slide of fist, the stun toss. He's dead every time.
Try. Look at Timbersaw running away from support Tiny, who is the same level as him, by the way. He's like, oh, this guy is. Oh no, okay. Timbersaw?
They do pick up a kill onto the Alchemist, a massive kill for them to pick up the Wind Ranger at the same combination. They do go after the Alchemist, but in the meantime, their Timbersaw is suffering. Very tanky for the time being. They have the Static Storm on top of him. He does have another Timber Chain, does not get the chance to use it. Does get stopped by the Searing Chains, and they manage to clean it up. So they do trade out Timbersaw for the Arc. At this point, you don't want to be trading out anyone. You want to be getting kills and getting out rather than trying to give away anything.
I mean, Pakistan will be happy with it though. It's like Timbersaw, as we mentioned, is basically a support at this point, but Alchemist is a huge target. So India definitely, it's like, oh yeah, we got Timbersaw, but I don't know if Timbersaw is even a factor. Losing your Alchemist though, pretty big deal. PL wasn't going for. He went for Diffusal first, going for Manta Style. I imagine it's going to be the what's it called? Sorry, I can forget that. I get accepted, but he went for a different time. Oh, you have engagement here. Very tanky.
Yeah, the CM with
Very,
the
very
ultimate
tanky.
does get quite a bit of the freezing field off, and the Batrider taking a lot of damage will find that kill.
Kill.
That is the Ench picking it up, and so the Disruptor goes down as well. Pakistan hitting back strong here. Ember stuck in the middle of everyone, but the Alchemist jumps in with the unstable concussion, picks up the Wind Ranger, and now they are going to be able to run down the Ench as well as the CM. They do leave the CM alone, so they are looking for the Ench. Ench juking around the trees by the side of this will catch him up. Timbersaw wants to join the fight. Massive damage onto the Ember, but he does have the Remnant out, and they will back off. Good God, the damage.
It's still, I mean, I'd say another victory for Pakistan, trading 2 for true. You are able to get a core as well. You're trading, so yeah, it's another nice fight for Pakistan. Alchemist, when he showed up, they were like, okay, no more fighting. But until then, it was pretty solid. Timbersaw proving that he does have damage. He is going to go for Eternal Shroud, by the way. He does queue it up. He's like, okay, I do need this item. Will help you. I mean, it actually solves your mana issues. You know, that's the nice thing about it. It does help your mana issues a lot. So. Okay, not too bad. Pakistan, signs of life, but still very, very far behind overall. And I don't think PL is going to go for the Phantom or the Spirit Lance build because he did not take the talent level 10. He went for the extra. Alright.
Fighting up against the Ember. Ember losing quite a bit of mana. PL backing off for the time being, and the Ember is going to. Oh wait, I thought he was tipping out, but he does use the Remnant back. In the meantime, the CM and the Wind Ranger are a duo hunting on the bottom side of the map for this Alchemist. They are trying to get lucky again. If they do find the Alchemist, they are able to bring him out. But in the meantime, we have the Batrider lasso onto the Ench. Ench falling down low, tank enough to strike for the time being, but the Thunderstrike is going to be there, and the Batrider is going to be able to walk him down. They did lose the PL in the meantime as well. A lovely static storm, but they get pushed out by... Oh no. They do get pushed out, and the CM gets a really good freezing field off onto the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit losing out on the mana. The Timbersaw looking to chase them down. They don't have a lot of mana on the Ember Spirit. Does have one Remnant. He's still trying to chase. The CM wants to join back in. Does get kind of filled up. Get stops two as well. A lovely two-man avalanche coming out. They will lose the Timbersaw as well as the CM in the end. A dragged out fight, and the Tiny with a really nice play. They're tossing the CM back, making sure that he does get that two-man avalanche off as well.
Right, it's the nicest thing when you toss an enemy to another enemy because you know they're going to land for a good spot for your avalanche. And look at what they're doing in India. Glimmer Cape coming out on the Disruptor, recognizing that, yeah, we still want to make sure that these guys aren't going to be able to get those kills on us. But we do see the Alchemist that's bottom lane again, and oh, the fight continues though. India, they are hungry for blood.
They're looking for the Wind Ranger here. Wind Ranger surviving for the time being, but the Glimpse Pack is going to be there, the kind of kill. He's going to hold him in place. He pops the Wind Run trying to survive, but it's so much of magical damage. But the Timbersaw wants to join the fight. The Batrider will get taken out. They will pick up the Wind Ranger in turn. The Timbersaw quite tanky for the time being. There isn't a lot of damage. The toss back onto the CM. CM still surviving though. This is a tough one. He's going to use his neutral item. What's it called? I keep forgetting. But in the meantime, we have the Timbersaw being glimpsed back in and gets taken out. They did find the Batrider, they did find the Alchemist, but they do lose the Wind Ranger as well as the Timbersaw in return.
I mean, I want to say you'll take it if you're Pakistan, but that was definitely not the engagement you wanted. Wind Ranger, Timbersaw, so they had to have a good game. They're not. Timbersaw is a support. I imagine that somewhere Disruptor might be ahead of him towards now, but he's got the Philosopher's Stone. So he is getting all that good. Look at it. They're just like, yeah, here, take 3 creeps. Why not? Enjoy them. Oh, he's gonna miss that one out. Oh, he missed out the flag bearer. That's like 100 gold. That's a big Sag right there.
Yeah. Oh, the Wisdom Room's out. No one seems to be walking towards it. I do see the Timbersaw going towards it. Maybe not. No, he's not. Alright, no one's going towards the Wisdom Rooms by the looks of it. I mean, technically, Team India does not really need it at this point, but for sure Pakistan needs it. It's been ignored completely.
You always want to take the Wisdom Rune, right? Like, it's like even whether you're ahead or behind, if it's near you, just take it. Pakistan, they're smoking up, but I don't think they have even. They're putting some vision in that area. Right,
they do catch out the Batrider, but Ench just dies to the Tiny. Plus the Ember, but they do pick up the Batrider. In the meantime, there is an unstable concussion onto the Wind Ranger. Timbersaw wants to get involved. PL is going to be joining the fight as well, but they have we spoke about catch, and they really don't have any sort of catch for these heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
the best way when you play it without catch, the best thing you can do is threaten the enemy buildings, right? Because they're gonna come and fight you there, but you're way too far behind Pakistan to do that, so you have to get pickoffs, but that's extra hard to do. When your best catch is when you get a mud golem on your side and he throws a rock. You're like, that is not ideal, to say the least. And those wisdom runes, nobody cares. HBK, is he gonna go and steal it? He might actually. Smoked up, making the path. Okay. Don't tell me he gets it. That would be just unfair.
I mean, you would not expect it to still be there, right? Even if you're going
Yes.
for it. Oh, DL needs to be careful. Off the Glimmer Cape, he is going to back off. They are pushing into this triangle. There is an Ench. Okay, this is a dead Ench yet again. The Dagon coming up from the Tiny as well. The unstable concussion. He still survives. The Glimpse back is going to be there, so it is going to be a dead Ench in the end. I mean, it is whatever right now. Ench is barely doing anything at all in this game so far.
They got Tiny. Why not, man? Like he's earned the jumps in, does his combo. They got gives him these, and they do take the Wisdom Ruin on the Radiant side. Unfortunately, yeah, that's I didn't think we would see they got Tiny. Then they get maybe just go for Tormentor as well. So a couple of resources Pakistan would have really liked no longer on the menu for them. By the way, you don't.
Yeah,
Dyer's
sorry.
I was gonna say you definitely don't want Tiny to get the shard. You know, like the support Tiny getting it would be pretty bad, but luckily it does go to Disruptor, who his shard is also just kind of okay. Actually,
And
you see the
this is really sad, right? Because like Valve has given, or rather, iStrong has given the utilities to come back into the game, and Pakistan is not making any use of it. Like Wisdom Runes, Tormentor, they're just completely ignoring it.
By the way, did you see the cast range on Thunderstrike with the shards? It's 1,600. It's the same as Glimpse, basically. Like that is actually. I was thinking, I was like, because I was like, oh, it increases to what? Like maybe 200 extra cast range. He's like, no, here's 1,000 extra cast range. Ice Frog was very generous that day.
They are trying to chase the Timbersaw down here. We have the Roman forward. The Syrian chips are going to hold the Timbersaw in place. The Batrider trying to close the gap here. Will get in there in time. Will have the lasso. In the meantime, though, Ember chasing after the Wind Ranger as well. They're taking the kill onto the Timbersaw, and they will find the kill onto the Wind Ranger as well. The Ember is having the freest game ever. Beyond godlike streak for him. 17,000 net worth is ahead of the Alchemist as well.
That's the crazy thing, being ahead of the Alchemist. And guess what? They get the kill right as Roshan travels to his wife's apartment. He's like, yeah, there you go. Now they're going to be able to kill him. Pakistan, like, I've seen the PL with the Agam Center make a comeback. He's not going for that at all. He's going to go for the Mage Slayer after. And he really values the shard on the PL. I didn't realize this was such a good one. So, I don't know.
What does the shard do now? Does it create more illusions?
No,
Is that
you
the one?
no, you get the doppelganger. So juxtapose becomes an active. You click on it, you go invisible, and you create a copy. It's just like
Oh, yeah, the copy one.
it's just like he used to have this ability just before, like he had the old wind walk, and yeah, just because this is by the way, this is a Dota 1 ability. This ability is 20 years old.
Dyer's middle
The Ice
tower
Frog brings
is
it back.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering where have I seen this, and yeah, it's Dota 1 for sure. I want the old Dota 1, what do you call, Lifestealer, and the Razor from Dota 1.
Oh
If you
yeah.
remember the skills.
Do you remember the one that is it the lifesteal with the 3 aura with the 3 passive abilities and 20-second
Yes,
magic
and the ultimate
immunity?
use. Yes.
Oh, 20-second magic immunity, man. What the hell was that? Like, I mean, I remember when you play him earlier, he just does nothing. Then he has like percentage damage, steal, and movement attack speed. Then he's like, oh yeah, 10, 15, 20-second magic immunity ultimate. You're like, what? 20 seconds? Yeah, yes. 20? Like, yeah, 20.
Dyer's top tower.
I don't remember Old Razor too much. He had the attack speed, he had the lightning that he shoots out. I don't remember
Radiant's
him being
bottom
that.
tower is under attack.
He was strong. I also can't remember. I remember it being broken at one point, and they adjusted it later on in a patch. But yeah, it was something to do with his ultimate. I can't remember. But I think they have it. Yeah.
His ultimate was a passive that shot lightning. Basically,
Yeah.
the active now was a passive before, but it was just meh. You know, I remember it didn't do that much damage or hit that often, so felt like a very lackluster ult most of the time. All right, Pakistan, they are setting up for a fight. Oh, they're going for it, but the Shackle doesn't flash.
And they have the lasso to counter. The Tiny was ready for it. The Ember was ready for it, and the Ember out of nowhere picks it up as well. The CM, does he get out? Yeah, he does.
Excuse me, sir, that's fake news. I don't like when people give out fake news. CM did make it out, but who might not make that is the Timbersaw taking a beating, and he is going to be losing life. What is his score? He is 0, 12, and 0. He has not been involved in a kill or an assist. It's not like
Wow.
yeah, it's 0, 12, 0. Wow.
That's
And,
fast.
and I don't think
Bloodbath continues.
I haven't seen that in a long time. And Janice also loses her life, and overall, just this Pakistan draft is so hard to play. Oh look, a Wisdom Ruin. What's the experience advantage between the two teams? Actually, it is it's pretty good. They have 34% more experience on the Radiant side. That is wild.
Yeah, I mean, not picking up these Wisdom Runes and as well as the Tormentor, these are tools that is given
is under attack.
by the Frogman for these teams to come back, and they haven't utilized any of it. I thought when it came back, like my first idea was that it gives that comeback mechanism where you get a little bit of XP, a little bit of gold, and 1,400 free in terms of a shard. And majority of the supports have like decent shard. It's not like horrible. Meanwhile, the Batrider jumps in onto the Wind Ranger, gets shackled up, and that is going to be a stun toss into the Dagon. They will find that kill. The Timbersaw is going to get caught up inside the Static Storm, but manages to get out. But the glimpse back into the Static Storm, so he is going to be in. Tiny has lost his life. The Glimmer Cape on the Disruptor will keep himself alive. BKB popped on. The Alchemist will go to work on the Enchantress. Uses the stun on the CM, making sure that they will find the skill on the CM as well. Raising kill popped. And that's a dieback.
And it's like, what was
Ay,
PL
ay,
supposed
ay,
to
ay.
do? But when they PL did 300 damage the entire fight through 2 Spirit Lances, and that's it. Like, there's nothing that PL can do because his item build is. Like, you need a heart to be able to even stand next to this Alchemist, this Sleight of Fist. So he's just absolutely struggling from the start till now. This game has been just the India show, you know. Pakistan picked this weird draft, and India's punishing for them. Oh, the last one was on an illusion. Okay, you know now
Hey,
what?
the shot.
You know, it's cool. It's like India wastes an ultimate, and Pakistan's like, well, we can't do anything about it, can we? You know, I was like, oh.
He has picked up the Octarines as well on the Batrider, so he's going to have the lasso for all of these fights, pretty much. It's already just 10 seconds away from having it again. Mind you, India has been more interested in picking up the enemy Wisdom Runes than picking up their own. I don't think they have gone there at all.
Man, they've actually got 3 on their side, not 1, not 2. They have 3 Wisdom Ruins on their side. Like what? And by the way, apparently Wisdom Ruins now scale. Like that means that before, when it pops up, it gives you 280, it doesn't increase. Now it apparently scales. I'm gonna have to make sure about this, but so this is going to be something like 6,000 experience if you take it, and they're already like 40,000. They already have a 40% experience advantage, 41%.
They just completely forgot about their side of the map and just completely demolishing the entirety of the Pakistan side of the map. But in the meantime, bottom lane, we might have an engagement here. The PL might get caught out. The Ember jumps in onto the Wind Ranger, still surviving. BKB pop, and she's going to get caught in the middle of the Kinetic field. He will go down eventually. They do lose the CM as well. A double kill yet again for the Ember. Timbersaw trying to fight up against, but this Alchemist just laying into him. Reactive armor, what is the question? And they will lose scope. And PL is the only one to get out.
And by the way, guess look at what he's going for. He's going to go for Aghanim Scepter now, but unfortunately, it really is very ineffective when you don't have the talents at level 10 or 15. You know, he doesn't have the. Oh, okay. The baits out the Static Storm bottom lane. Disruptor uses the Static Storm on illusion, so the shot is putting in work. But I mean, it's a cute play. It doesn't give you anything. It doesn't actually like move the game in your direction in any way or shape or form. And yeah, like the Spirit Lance, he doesn't have the talent. No, neither the 2-second cooldown reduction or the 50 damage extra.
It's not going to be doing anything for him. I mean, you can't afford to go that way and then switch out your item build up later on. And in the meantime,
Yes.
Ench just get lassoed up, and that's it. That's just basically a creep at this point.
It's so reactive, you know. It's like you're very much reactive to the enemy team. Oh, okay, they're doing this. I have to pick this on him. It's like if you wanted if you want to go for the Agam, you get it early. You know, you go diffusal into it, and that's fine. You can actually join your team and do a lot of damage with it. But this at this point of the game, getting for the Agam, Scepter without the talents, feels very unwise. And it looks like because Mei's also gonna be losing her life in that situation. Also unwise.
They actually got another lasso coming off cooldown every few seconds. They will find the kill onto the Timbersaw as well as the Wind Ranger. PL using the shard, getting out, but not really doing anything. Tiny in the meantime, he's going to be left alone. He was buying items. Going to be okay. He'll be able to walk out. That's just
great Dagon. Dagon's upgrade to back.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is having fun. Looks like this could be the last fight here for India.
Yeah, the glimpse back is going to be there, but it was on an illusion. And
Dire's middle tower is under
PL still trying to keep everyone at bay. The Alchemist is out of mana, so is the Ember Spirit. So they will find a freebie onto the Disruptor. At least something,
Okay.
but they have lost 2 sides of racks already.
Yeah, and this is what bugs me is that if he had gone for Agam Scepter earlier, you saw his impact, right? He's doing decent damage in these fights, but unfortunately, he didn't want. Look at it. He did the most damage on his team, 2,500. Was able to get himself something, but it will be the comeback of the century if this PL Ags actually was the game. Like I can't imagine it happening, but if it does, that'll be the comeback of the century.
Indeed. Wisdom Rune still spawning on the Radiant side, which has not been cited by the Radiant team.
There's gonna be a 4th one in literally a minute. I love it. I just love it. If Pakistan can ever go and get it, they can legitimately cut down the net worth, the experience advantage by half just by getting it.
Good God. As the longest I've seen, but in the meantime, we have another engagement in the middle here. We have the Timbersaw getting lassoed up. He will get taken out. They are chasing after the Enchantress as well. The Unstable Concussion will stop the teleport out, and we have a disconnect in the middle of all of that.